Harrison, 23 years old, and I am a transgendered man. I was born in Mississauga, Streetsville, actually, to be exact. I lived there until I was about 12. I gotta say, it was probably the funnest years of my life. I do remember Mississauga was always a good time. I had lots of friends. I mean, friends all over my street, all over the place. I was always a tomboy, I guess. I mean, I had a younger brother. He was the closest to my age. Really, the only person I had to play with was my brother. I really don't know where I kind of switched. I remember being in preschool, and I liked girl toys, and I liked being girly, and I liked wearing dresses, and all those kind of frou-frou things. And then somewhere between 4 and 5, the weirdest of all ages, 4 and 5, I switched. I went from liking girly things to being a tomboy. I stopped liking dresses. I stopped liking ponytails and doing my hair and makeup and all sorts of weird little girly things that little girls are into, and I started playing with the boys, and I started playing with boy toys, and go to McDonald's, you ask girl, boy, I always went with the boy toys. It was weird. I really don't know where I switched into that. Then again, I kind of never really had a father figure in my life too, so at the same time, it really makes me think, where is it coming from? I mean, I've grown up with pretty much all women in my life. I have my brother, my uncle, that was it. That was the only two guys I really had in my life. My grandpa passed away when I was younger, so where did it even surface from? I'm not even sure. Again, that goes back with trying to tell a 5-year-old, hey, you like girls. How do you explain that? You can't explain that. But yeah, I came out when I was 16. I came out to my mom first, and, well, all growing up, I mean, she's always told me, hey, you're gay. It's cool. I don't care. Well, I came out, sure enough, got that same reaction. Hey, it's cool, I don't care. You're still my kid. I love you no matter what. So, coming out's been awesome, but that's just the start of it. That's just coming out as being a homosexual, a lesbian. It's not coming out as being transgendered. How do you explain transgender? Plain and simple, really. It's an individual born of a certain gender who just never felt comfortable being that gender. Take, for instance, me. I'm an F2M. I was born a female, but I've never been. In my heart and in my body, I've never been a female. I've always been a man. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not a decision. I basically one morning woke up and was like, hey, I want to be a guy today. No. It's a long process, really. I mean, you have to take into consideration, I'm choosing to be a different sex. I'm choosing to be a guy. I'm choosing to go from my woman body to a man body, which is a long process itself. I mean, I have to take testosterone, for instance, which is going to cause me to grow facial hair. It's going to cause me to grow hair in places where, well, I really shouldn't be growing hair. In my eyes, I'm used to having a woman's body. Then, my chest, I have boobs. I have to remove those. And then again with the vagina, it's uncomfortable for me just to even have these on my body. It's a very long process to be who I am. It's a long process to be me. It just doesn't happen overnight. It's not something I can walk into a doctor's with and say, hey, turn me into a guy. No. I have to see psychiatrists. I have to live my life as a man for a certain amount of years. It's a huge deal. And it's something that obviously I feel I am, so something I'm gonna take seriously and be. My body type will change completely. I'm gonna go from having all these physical woman features to being a man. When did I realize I was transgender? Well, that actually just kind of more or less became an acceptance, really. I've always known something was not right about myself. I've always felt off. Like I said, even as a kid, I was always one of the guys. I always felt like one of the guys. I never felt like one of the girls. But to actually sit there and to understand what it was. It took me 22 years, really, to figure out. I would never have thought it was transgender. I'd never have clued in that that's what that meant, and that's who I was. I guess it was just meeting some transgendered people and realizing that they are very much like me, and that's kind of who I wanted to be. I didn't want to hide it anymore. So I came out to my friends. They were all accepting of it, most of them anyways. Family-wise, well, I mean, they've been pretty supportive of just being a lesbian. So for them to accept me being transgendered, I really don't see them having any problem. I mean, my sister knows. She doesn't care. It's hard for her to adjust just because she's, always considered me her sister. She's only 15, so it's still kind of a little rough for her. She doesn't quite understand it as much. As for my parents, well, I know they don't care. My family supports me no matter what decisions I make. So I'll never have to worry about that one. It's just a matter of time. I just need to be ready to tell them. It's not like I'm telling them, hey, I'm gay. That's one thing. But to tell them, hey, I am to you your daughter, but really, I want to be a man. I want you have a son. I've lost friends because of it, oh yes. How does it make me feel? Well, to be honest with you, I've always had a philosophy. Even as a lesbian, as anybody, if you don't like who I am, then you're not meant to be my friend, and I really don't need you in my life, because I have many, many other people around me who support me, and that's all I need. And if you can't, then, again, I don't need you in my life to bring me down. If my friends who still consider me to be female and don't accept it, well, in the end, if they can't accept it, they're just gonna lose a friend. It's their loss, really. I gotta say though, out of anything, I do have to say my gay friends do support and accept it the most out of anybody. But then again, I mean, they're kind of familiar with the whole transgendered idea, whereas my heterosexual friends, well, they're not really too sure about even the lesbian gay community in general. They're confused. They don't know what any of it means, and then to toss in the mix, hey, I'm transgendered, it's just a blank look on their face, like, what is that? Well, the common question I usually get is, does that mean you're going to have a penis? Yes. Yes, that does. To answer everyone's question, yeah, it does mean I'm going to have a penis. But again, it all comes along with being who I am. I'm still part of your community. I am not a heterosexual. I am not born a woman and I like men. I am involved in the same things you are. Like, I went from being straight to a lesbian, and from there I went to being transgender. Like, I experienced all of the lesbian lifestyle. I experienced the whole being a girl thing. Like, it's ignorant to me. It's ignorant that people don't understand it. And that kind of goes with the public as well. Like, I mean, just the world we live in today. It's a pretty interesting one. I mean, I've come across a lot of people just walking down the street who walk by me and give me the weirdest looks. And all it is they're trying to figure out, is that a guy or is that a girl? Just even teenagers, just they stare at you like you're a freak. In their eyes, you're a freak. They don't know what you are. You don't know what you are. To them, you're a fag. I mean, just the fact that they have to sit there and wonder, it bothers me. Why should you have to wonder what somebody is? Why isn't it about just being who you are? Just take me as I am. Who cares what I am? Like, it should not be important. I'm a human being. I'm no different than you. I'm flesh and bone. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a healthy individual. Look at me like one. Don't look at me like I'm a freak. Like, just walking into a girl's bathroom, I still use the girl's bathroom because either way, it's a lose-lose situation for me. I go to the guy's bathroom, I get looked at, I get stared at. Well, what are you doing in here? You've got a chest, you should be in the girl's bathroom. I walk into the girl's bathroom, I get the dirtiest look from all these older ladies because they don't realize, hey, by technicality, I'm still a woman. And really, I have no place. They don't make bathrooms for in-between people. It's like, where should I be? I don't know. I'm getting looks either way I go. Well, who cares? Who cares anymore? Like, look at today's society. Nothing matters. Look at how well accepted homosexuality is. It's not there completely, but it's almost there. I just wish the transgender community would be like that too. I wish people would open up and just see the light. Like, people are people no matter what they are, or who they are, or whatever gender they want to be. Who cares? They are still human. If that's what makes them who they are, let them be it. I would never say anything to anybody. Whatever. If I want to be a lesbian and like women, who gives a shit? Who cares? If I want to be a transgendered male, who cares? It doesn't matter anymore. It should never matter. Yeah, I've always said it. It should just be about who you are, and that's it. It's one thing to be a lesbian. There's so many lesbians out there. There really are. But to throw into a mix the transgendered, it's hard. Like, where do you even begin? Even meeting people, how do you even begin to tell them, hey, you know, I'm Ryan. I'm a transgendered man. I do identify as a male, but I have woman parts. How do you find people who accept that? I mean, most people in the gay community, if they like women, they like women. They're lesbians. They like men, they're gay. Try explaining that to a straight girl, basically. I'd be considered straight. Well, how do I go up to an everyday normal straight girl who's completely oblivious to this whole situation and be like, hey, how's it going? I'm so-and-so. Without them not turning at you and looking at you and being like, what the hell? Get away from me. It's hard. Like, the dating world has just become a whole lot harder for me to even begin to think about it. Like, I thought it was hard before. No, it just got so much harder. It's never gonna be an easy situation for me. It's always gonna be a struggle to be able to find that with somebody who's gonna be able to accept everything. I mean, I'm still young. It's not like I'm in any rush. But it's going to be extremely difficult, but I'm much happier now. I am so much more happier now. Just the simple step of coming out has been a huge weight off my shoulder. I mean, again, I never understood what it was when I was younger. That's why I came out as a lesbian. Had I known, I probably would have come out as transgender, but I was oblivious to what it was. I had no idea that this is what it meant, but now that I do, it's kind of like, well, wow. Why didn't I just come out as this in the first place? Maybe things would be completely different now. I'd be in a different boat, but one step at a time, right? It's all about accepting it, knowing it, and going with it, going for it. So one day I will get to my goal, and when I do, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great time.